dive into it?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess in some ways this is my own little personal Hall of Fame. Some of the shows that I've worked on over the years, some of the things I'm very proud of. Over here in the corner we have American Idiot, which is the Broadway musical I produced based on Green Day's concept album American Idiot. Very particularly important show to me because in a lot of ways it merges all the worlds that I grew up in. You know, I grew up on 12th Street and my parents were lovers of the arts and they used to take me uptown to Broadway, ballet, opera, etc. And ever since I was allowed out of the house on my own, I was going downtown to see punk rock shows. So in a lot of ways, bringing the Broadway of my uptown love with the punk rock of my downtown loves together in something like American Idiot was a really fulfilling experience, and also just great fun to work with Green Day, who I'm a huge fan of.
Vivek, you are a Tony Award-winning producer. You're also one of my oldest friends.
I know, it's so good to see you.
And it's a great honor that you're one of our native icons.
Hey.
And also the New York Times best-selling author of The Fifth Beatle.
Thank you. It is such a joy to be here, and I am so proud of the book, but it's also so great to see you.
I know, we get to have fun.
I love it.
New York natives.
That's it.
That's us. This is an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful story of Brian Epstein. Tell me a little bit about him.
So Brian Epstein was the man who discovered the Beatles. They were playing random basement clubs in Liverpool when he first found the band. They were not even the most popular band in Liverpool, and he saw in the Beatles a group that had a great message of love to share with the entire world, and believed that if packaged and presented properly, they could be bigger than Elvis. They could elevate pop music into an art form, and he became their manager, their mentor, and their friend, and really was the person responsible for guiding them towards unprecedented international stardom, and for bringing them over to the United States, which is what we're celebrating this year, their 50th anniversary of their arrival in the U.S. So Brian his story is the unsung story of the man who gave the world the Beatles, really.
You're a native icon for New York natives because we see you as a game changer.
Thank you.
Tell us how the Brian Epstein story actually relates to your life and why you were inspired to put together the graphic novel and the feature film.
Yeah, I mean, Brian was a game changer. You know, he was gay at a period where it was against the law to be gay in the United Kingdom. He was Jewish at a period of rampant anti-Semitism, and he was from Liverpool at a time where Liverpool had no cultural influence. So he was this gay Jewish man running around Liverpool saying, I found a local band and they're going to be bigger than Elvis. They're going to elevate pop music into an art form. And these were ludicrous things to say. People laughed at him, but he believed it, and he chased it, and he pushed the boundaries of the industry to make it possible. You know, rock bands didn't write their own music in the 1960s, and Brian made that possible. You know, successful boy bands didn't take time off to study Eastern influences and learn how to play the sitar. And Brian made that possible, paving the way for masterpieces like Sgt. Pepper's. You know, Brian was a visionary and a game changer.
I mean, it's beautifully produced in the graphic novel,
Thank
The Fifth Beatle. Actually, how Brian Epstein developed them as a brand. Can you talk a little bit about that?
There's been a little bit of misinformation about this. You know, the truth is that Ed Sullivan was not that interested in booking the band. You know, he thought of the Beatles as really a novelty act. A British band had never made an impact in the United States before. So to be fair to Sullivan, there was no real overarching reason for him to care about the band. And in the United Kingdom, they performed for the Queen of England, which was a very, very big deal over there. But over here, it didn't totally push the needle. And Brian Epstein insisted that if he was going to book the band, he had to book them for 3 shows, and they had to headline. And in order to get Sullivan to agree to that, Brian agreed to cover the entire cost of that experience. And then moving over here, piece I'm very, very proud to have produced is A Raisin in the Sun, based on the classic piece of African American literature. We treated it very classically. We didn't update it. We didn't change the dialogue. We didn't set it in modern times. But the one thing we did do to make it what we thought was a little bit edgier and bring a younger audience to it is this guy right here. We cast Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy, in the male lead, surrounded him by some fabulous female actors, Sanaa Lathan, Felicia Rashad, Audra McDonald, just some incredible actresses. And Sean really brought a vibrancy to the piece that was wonderful. People said when I produced the show that you're crazy. African Americans don't go to Broadway, kids don't go to Broadway, Puffy's fans don't go to Broadway, and I thought that's ludicrous. You give them something that they want to see, and you make sure that they know about it. I mean, that was the other trick, was making sure we did things like hire street teams and do radio promotion to make sure we reached the people who were going to be fans of these actors. And they came in droves, and I was very, very excited about it. And particularly, this one is very special to me because it's signed by the whole cast. That's really exciting. And there's the Tony Award that we were nominated for in association with Raisin and the Drama Desk as well. So I gave this one its own wall because that was a really exciting moment in time for me. It's been a great joy to me the past 14 years of my company's life to be able to have done so much work on Broadway, which is really the heart of my background. I mean, yes, we are doing film, television, theater, etc. And The Fifth Beatle obviously is my first book, and I'm very proud of it and very excited about the film that we're developing behind it. But Broadway is my background, and I love Broadway, and I love New York. I'm a New Yorker.